Hey yo, hello everybody, it's me Nick the Brick, and today I'm back with another video, which is the second episode of Brick Convo, and this time I'm here with Storm Brix, so now maybe you can introduce yourself a bit more.
Hi guys, I'm Storm Brix. I'm a regular Ninjago YouTuber. I haven't uploaded much recently, but still, I'm trying to keep up with my life and YouTube. So I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe. I'm only 10 subscribers away from 200 subscribers, and I look forward to hitting this milestone.
Yeah, really cool, so if any of you guys are interested, be sure to subscribe to Storm's channel. So yeah, and this time we'll be talking about all of the LEGO helmet sets that were produced until of the recording of this video. So if you don't mind, we'll probably just start with these sets.
Yeah, let's just start.
Okay, so the first one is the Stormtrooper Helmet, and personally I think that one might be one of the weakest ones. I actually think the shaping isn't too bad, but the era with the ice and everything just didn't turn out as I think would work the best, It definitely does look a bit chunky and, like it's from a chicken bootleg or something. It does look a little weird, but other than that, I think it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. It's probably one of the weakest helmets ever produced, but still, I don't think it's bad at all. And I agree that the eye area could be better, but for what they did, I think they did a fairly decent job. And even the helmet itself, Stormtrooper's helmet, is iconic in the first place. So I think many people would buy it just for that reason. And overall, the design isn't bad, could be a little bit better, but isn't anything terrible.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, some people actually hate this one a lot, where I personally think it's pretty much fine. It's just that the majority of other ones are just way better because they're really amazing.
Yeah, agreed, yeah.
Okay, so the next helmet is the Boba Fett helmet, and I think this is definitely one of the fan favorites. It's actually one of my favorites as well. It's absolutely stunning. They definitely nailed the shaping for the Mandalorian helmet, that's for sure. And yeah, I just love all of the different building techniques on this one, and Boba Fett's color scheme is just very awesome from the beginning. So yeah, it's definitely a very awesome helmet. Pretty much a must have if you're a Boba Fett fan.
Yeah, definitely agreed. The shaping of the Mandalorian helmet was captured so well in this Lego model, and even the color scheme, like you said. And I don't know about the building techniques since I don't have this set, but I definitely do plan to get it. And it's on the cheap side of those helmet sets, which is great as well. And just you don't have to be a fan of Boba Fett particularly to like this set. I think you can be just a Star Wars fan or just a Lego fan in general to like this set because so many great things come with this set for fairly cheap and it's just awesome.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an amazing set right here. So the third helmet from the 2020 lineup is the TIE Fighter Pilot. And that one was also the Lego Store exclusive, while the other two were available on other places as well, I believe. But yeah, that one is also really cool. Pretty much in my mind, it's just a more badass version of the Stormtrooper helmet. And I also really love the printed pieces like the Empire logos at the top. I just think it's a very well done helmet. It's also very bulky, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think they captured it quite well.
The TIE Fighter helmet is definitely great. Still, probably one of the weakest helmets, but it's still great, like I said. And it beats the Stormtrooper helmet. It was, in my opinion, of course, and it was probably easier to beat it because it's mainly black, while the Stormtrooper helmet is black and white. So the black could hide mistakes on some points, and still the design is just really good. Maybe it could have been better on some details, but that's just nitpicking. And like you said, the printed pieces look really good, so it's definitely a great looking helmet.
Yeah, for sure, and I definitely agree with what you said that the black can definitely hide some things because if you think about it, most of the best helmets from this lineup are black, and they can definitely hide some not so good illegal techniques, building techniques, So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then we actually got another helmet in 2020, but it was from the Marvel line of sets, which was the Iron Man helmet. So, I will say that this helmet is just not treated well in the community. A lot of people hate on it, which I don't really see why. I mean, personally, I also wasn't really sold on the look of it when I saw the official pictures, but when I actually got this set, it definitely does look way better. And especially actually because I built all of these helmets without the stickers. Without stickers, I actually think does look even more badass, maybe even a bit less cartoony, you could say. So yeah, overall, it's a very well done helmet. But yeah, I just don't think the community treats it the right way.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with the community part. I mean, at first I wasn't a big fan of that helmet, but I never hated the design, and even the color scheme on it with the dark red and that shiny gold, the metallic gold, of course, it just comes together so well, and it recreates a very well model of the Iron Man helmet. And the helmet itself, the design is really, really cool. I haven't built it myself, but I bet the building experience could be really fun with it. And I saw some fairly easy fixes with the chin, so it becomes more sharp. Because to be fair, on the original model, it's kind of bulky, not a big deal, of course, but that fix makes the helmet look perfect. And I wouldn't say this helmet is one of the weakest ones. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. I definitely do really like it.
Yeah, for sure. And also, since you mentioned the building experience, yeah, I mean, it was quite enjoyable, especially opening the whole bag of those metallic gold pieces. Only true Lego fans know how that feels like.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, okay. So if we're done with this one, we should move on to the 2021 lineup, which actually offered six helmet sets, which is really cool. Yet one still has to release. But yeah, the first helmet is the one for the Darth Vader, and I must say, this one might be my favorite helmet that was made so far. It's just really awesome design. Of course, it's Darth Vader, but it's not just that it's Darth Vader. It's just actually a really good design, and I think it captures it quite well. I will say it's a little bummer that that one is $10 more expensive than the rest, but I still think it's more than fine because what you get is very, very cool, and it's also a bit bigger than the rest, so that definitely makes sense.
Definitely my favorite helmet from all of those. The Darth Vader helmet is, like you said, more expensive than the others and has a bigger piece count than the others. But I would rather have a more expensive set and make it look complete, even though I have to pay a little bit more. So I definitely do like that they made this choice. And the Darth Vader helmet, not just that it's iconic, the model is just perfect. I really love what I'm seeing, and it's just incredible. Nothing more to say.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, the other helmet that we got for Star Wars this year, yeah, we actually got two this year, and last year we actually got three. But still, it's not really big of a deal. Since they're still making them, it's more than fine. But yeah, the other one was Scout Trooper, and that one actually retailed for $50, which made it the least expensive helmet from this lineup, which I think that's very affordable, even for people who can't really afford much and actually like the looks of the helmet, which I think actually does look very good, especially for the amount of pieces it uses. I think they quite nailed the Scout Trooper look, but actually, if it was 60, maybe it could have been a bit better. I don't know, maybe I can see it could actually become a little better if they actually used a bit more pieces. But yeah, overall, I think it's very decent helmet, especially for its price.
$50 is kind of the last part when you can call it affordable. So it's definitely cool that they made a helmet that's under $60. So the helmet itself, in my opinion, looks really sharp. And with the piece count, with the price, I think you're getting a lot. And I think the building experience with this one, I mean, the building experience with helmets in general is probably great. But with this one especially, I think it could be something more. And with this one and with the Darth Vader one and so on, so I think for $50 you can't go wrong with it, and it has that sharp look which I really really like.
Yeah, I totally agree there. And yeah, I think Scout Trooper was the third one that I built. But yeah, I actually remember being pretty impressed by how it actually got together. So yeah, you were actually right. It definitely has one of the best building experience out of these helmets that were released so far. Okay, so now we should probably get to the Marvel ones for 2021, and we actually got two of them, which are Venom and Carnage, which are both pretty similar, obviously. But yeah, we're gonna start with Venom. So at first, I actually think the fact that they released it this year is really good because the second part of Venom is coming this year. So I think they definitely made sense, and also Carnage appears there. So yeah, I think that was definitely a right choice. But yeah, in terms of design, it's just really cool. Also kind of creepy, but it definitely captures the symbiote design for both of these. But yeah, with the Venom, I actually think the color scheme works quite well. You know, it can also hide some details, as you mentioned before, which is great, especially because sometimes with these helmets, some pieces don't really feel like they're in the right place, you know. But yeah, overall, I also really like the tongue picking out. It's just a very awesome helmet.
I would have to say that the Venom helmet is definitely one of my favorites. It's amazing. The design looks incredible, and the convenience of the release date is really cool since, like you mentioned, we're getting a second movie for Venom this year. And the design, like you said, very creepy, and I just love the essence of it. I think it captures the character of Venom really well. And the tongue, what they did with it was incredible. The teeth, the eyes, everything just perfect. So I don't have to say anything more.
Yeah, for sure, you know, and this Venom and Carnage are the only ones that are actually representing the actual heads of the characters and not helmets, so you can definitely see that they kind of look alive, which is just really, really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Carnage, which is pretty much a very similar design to Venom. The most basic change is the color scheme, which I actually really love the red color scheme with black teeth. You know, maybe with the black teeth is the problem because you can't really see much, while with Venom, the majority of the helmet is black and then you have teeth in white tan which definitely pop out, which in this case they do not. And also Carnage has a lot of stickers. Actually, I built mine without them, but personally I think it does look fine as well because also some of versions of Carnage don't have more black on the top of their head, so I think that works as well if you don't want to apply stickers on it. But yeah, overall, if those pieces were printed, I would like it even more.
Yeah, definitely. I think the stickers were pretty disappointing in this set since there's so many. But if everything that is a sticker in this set would be a print, then the set would be a lot, which definitely isn't the best thing, I would say, especially for people with limited budgets. Still, the design of the helmet, it's pretty much the copy paste design of Venom, just add out the tongue. And the design is very alive, very scary. And the color scheme, like you said, the teeth kind of suffer from being black on a red kind of a base. but it's accurate like that, so Lego couldn't really do much with it, sadly. Though the design is still very wild, and I would prefer Venom over this helmet only because of the sticker part. But other than that, the design is just very wild, and it's definitely a great helmet set.
Yeah, for sure. I think they did a very awesome job with both of these. Personally, I don't know which one I would prefer really, but yeah, I mean, the bomber with the stickers is definitely quite big for me with Carnage because I just can't stand stickers, especially on display pieces like that. So I might prefer Venom just a little, but again, it's a very similar design, so they are both very awesome. Okay, so then we actually got also one helmet for the DC superheroes line, and obviously, no, they didn't did. They didn't do something really special, but they did Batman again because he's Batman. But yeah, in terms of the actual design, I think it actually might be the weakest helmet out of all of these. I just don't think it really works quite well, especially with that kind of mannequin head design, which also doesn't really work that well. But at least they fixed it with the next Batman cowl, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, overall, I think it's definitely decent. It's recognizable that it's Batman and everything, but I just wish it could have been based on a specific version a bit more or anything. I don't know. I just think it definitely does look a bit odd in a way, but still does look pretty good for sure.
If I would get an information that Lego would make a DC helmet set, I would most likely guess that it's gonna be Batman because Lego, in terms of DC, is very focused on the Batman because kids like him. So it kind of makes sense that they would make his helmet for the set. And I have to agree with you, it's probably the weakest one since the Batman helmet doesn't really quite do as much as the other helmets do. The design of the helmet overall, I'm not speaking in Legos, but just the design of the helmet in the movies, in the comics, and everything just kind of isn't the design that would transfer good into Lego. But I definitely do appreciate that they did something for DC with this, with the helmet sets. I think the DC fans definitely deserve at least one helmet. So I think they did a fairly decent job with it. It's probably the weakest, but still, I think it still looks pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I definitely agree with majority you said, and yeah, actually, the DC in last 2 years is pretty much just Batman with some really small exceptions, but yeah, overall it's just Batman. So yeah, that's quite concerning for the DC fans. Not gonna lie. But yeah, then we actually have another helmet releasing in October of this year, which is also branded under DC. And guess what? It's Batman as well. It's his 60s cowl, which I think definitely does look way better. We definitely fixed the problem with the mannequin head. I don't think it does look that bad in terms of this. And yeah, the only problem I have with it is the price because for $60, it's not worth it. It's probably the size of it is comparable to the Scout Trooper, which was 50, and that one is even more hollow than the Scout Trooper. So actually, I think that's just not fair, especially price for piece ratio is very weak, under 400 pieces. I think it should have been $50 at max, but at least it's a good design, I would say. So I'll definitely wait for a discount for that one, but still, it does look very good, so at least that's something.
Yeah, it fixes some mistakes that the original design did, so that the original design had. So I think it's good for that reason. But like you said, the price is pretty disappointing. But I guess Lego just pulled the trigger since it's only the second DC set, and even then, it's the same. It's representing the same thing, so they really wanted to milk as much money as they could.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah, the
But
price is pretty disappointing, but overall the design is good for fixing mistakes in the past.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, those were all helmets that we know are gonna exist so far. Nine of them are already in the market, but one of them still has to release. But yeah, then not too long ago, we actually received a rumor that we might be getting the Mandalorian helmet in the 2022 wave of Star Wars sets, which is actually very exciting. Personally, I definitely saw that coming. I mean, just by the popularity of the show, it makes sense to actually have one, so all of the fans can actually buy it. And yeah, I think it's just a very cool thing to have. But I definitely do think it's gonna look like Boba Fett pretty much, but just without that antenna. So yeah.
Definitely expected that Lego would make the Mandalorian helmet at some point because, like you said, the show is extremely popular, and I guess the sets from the Mandalorian line sell very well since this year in the summer, more than half of the wave was just the Mandalorian sets. So it was really expectable to get so that we will get the Mandalorian helmet at some point. I'm definitely very excited for it since I just love the Mandalorians and I love their helmet designs, and it will be kind of similar to the Boba Fett one, excluding the color scheme and the antenna, like you said. But I still think it will have its own charm, and if they make it into and if they make it with the metallic pieces, it would look extremely good. And I just look forward to see how this one will turn out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, actually, in terms of the price, I'm not sure what they would do. I personally think it would cost 60, but if they used a lot of the shiny pieces, it could even end up going to 70 because those are just very hard to produce. And, it also, they want to milk money from all of the Mandalorian fans because of the popularity. So if it was 70, I wouldn't even be surprised at this point.
Yeah, probably the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Lego would milk money again, but still, I think it's going to be $60 personally, since the Boba Fett helmet is 60 and the Mandalorian helmet would exclude that antenna, and it wouldn't have as much variety in the colors of the pieces. So I expect it to be from 60 to 70 around there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, as you said, Boba has antenna and a bit more better color scheme, you could say, or at least more vibrant color scheme. But yeah, I can definitely see it being 70 as well. That's just an option. But yeah, personally, I think it could be 60 as well. That's probably the most likely choice.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so actually, there was another similar set to the helmet, which was the Infinity Gauntlet. But the thing with that is that we are gonna discuss it in another brief convo, of which we will be talking about some other Marvel sets from this year, since I already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, this was it for this brief convo. If you enjoyed this video, I would highly appreciate a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Storm Brix channel. Have a great day. Bye.